Good evening, everyone. Right, time for another Humble Bundle Advent game. This one is Misadventures of Laura Silver. I know nothing about this game, but I assume it's going to be some sort of detective-y sort of thing. So, let's hop right into it. Actually, let's try and speed up the mouse a little bit. A little bit slow. Text speed, auto speed, audio. No, apparently we can't. So let's just start. Laura Silver. Cooper, what is the name of the river in Polson? What? Radbolza, Miss Silver. That's the one. There are two fishermen on their boats fishing on that river. Then they noticed a corpse approaching them. How could a corpse approach them? If it's been dragged by the current? I see. Then the fisherman pulled the pulley over to the boat. It was a drowned man. While they were debating on what to do with it, the corpse suddenly came alive and attacked them. One of the fishermen charged this being, only to be killed right after. The other fisherman jumped into the water trying to escape. He couldn't though. The vodnik caught up with him. And I forgot to tell you that this beast is a vodnik, the one we are looking for. You should have told me earlier, Miss Silver. Anyway, the vodnik pulled him underwater, and just as he was about to trap the fisherman's soul in one of his jars, the old man unsheathed his knife and stabbed the vodnik. Who was this old man, Miss Silver? The fisherman. I see. The stab bewildered the vodnik, and so the old man could run away. And this is how we were able to hear of the incident. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, Miss Silver, but shall I turn right here? The car rocks as Cooper drives over a piece of stone. Excuse me if I'm being rude, but as far as I can see, you aren't looking at the map. I memorized it. Please continue your story, Miss Silver. I was wondering something, actually. What is it? I forgot what the vodnik was supposed to store in those guys' souls in. I thought you said jars. That was improvised. Oh. So he may store them in other things too. Like cups. Whatever they are, do you want me to explain further? Of course, Miss Silver. So he's a mythical beast who kills people and stores their souls in cups or something. Plays the violin to lure people to him. Like a siren, but with a violin. He also stated that he likes to craft his jars in the best way possible. We're dealing with an immortal sea spirit who is an artisan, then. You can say that. So, at first glance, this seems just like another story to scare children with. You can find a variation of it wherever you go, like, Black Anis or the Great Vampire Kamala. Black Anis used to scare me a lot. Anyway, in Czechoslovakia, you have a similar bedtime story which is based on the sea monster. But our job isn't investigating a bedtime story. The vodnik is as real as you and me. A few months ago, it attacked a fishing boat. You know the details, even though it sounds rather hard to believe. Karat herself has talked to the other fishermen who witnessed the incident, so we can believe in the credibility of the source. Karat tasked Skoda with taking care of the issue, but there's been no proper report coming from him. She also stated that if he would give us the details about the mission. Oh, I wonder what kind of detail we're speaking of here. Skoda? Skoda from Foreign Affairs? I guess. When did Mr. Skoda get transferred here? He's been here for almost half a year. He's a man known for his laziness. I doubt they even tried working on the case. Mr. Skoda is a diligent man, Miss Silver. I disagree with your claim. Are we talking about the same Skoda? I can't exactly say we have an abundance of employees. I believe there's only one Skoda working in the bureau. Just to be sure, you're talking about why all these strange names? Zivan Skoda, right? Yes. Okay, here we go, our first option. So, do you know Skoda? Take your list. Do you know Skoda? How do you know Skoda? We worked together in London for a while. I know, he's abandoned you.
But to come and get him.
I know. We're going to have to start taking his blankie away so he goes upstairs. We worked together in London for a while. Then it must be a different Zivan Skoda, surely. I don't recall Skoda as a likeable person. How can there be two people with that odd name? Was he also a traffic policeman? No, we were working as security officers for the Labour Party conference. Which one? 2, 3 years ago in Leicestershire? Leicester. Mr. Skoda was kind enough to show me the basics of the job. I got assigned to another department within weeks. I would like to work with Mr. Skoda again, though. You should be glad you didn't. Did you work with him before, Miss Silver? You can say that. Would you like to talk about it? Absolutely not. What did Kirat tell you? She told me to help you as much as I could. Yeah, okay. Is this your first job? You mean, as a detective? Look at the state of his eyes. He smiles and looks at me for a while, only to turn his eyes back to the road. I used to work as a traffic policeman before I was assigned here. I was waiting for a colonial assignment, but then I learned that I was assigned to Miss Kirat's bureau. So it's my first job as detective, but not my first job as a police officer. A traffic policeman promoted to detective? Interesting. I got my gun a few weeks ago. I didn't know we were working in one of the bureaus who got to carry guns. Yeah, I think they're supposed to be staring straight ahead at the road, but I think this one needs to be slightly... They're just too close together. Do you know how to use it? I have completed the basic training. Thank God I haven't had reason to fire it outside of the firing range. What was Kirat's reason for recruiting Cooper, I wonder? Yeah, I think it's because he's supposed to be staring straight ahead. But yeah. Why'd you ask? Then I can assume you have no experience with paranormal incidents. I don't, Miss Silver. I take a glance at my list. It doesn't say anything about the Vodnik except for his name. Oh, I can click anywhere down here. Even though I tried many times to make sense of the scribble, the name written here is unreadable. What are you looking at, Miss Silver? It'd take a long time to explain. I think we have the time. You know that we are doing a different job compared to Skoda's. He's a stationary officer in Czechoslovakia, while we are a mobile task force. Yes. I shake the list in my hand. And this list is our task, a list of beings I should take care of. There are ghosts, beasts, vampire spirits, and many more in here. Did Miss Kirat give you that? Well, no. Then, who did? A being that grants wishes. Let's call him a semi-official affiliate. What kind of a being? He shouldn't know about this. It's best if I don't tell him anything else. Not one that you're familiar with. He doesn't answer. Oh, suddenly we're in. Yeah, very jazzy. It's definitely a sudden turn. Kind of nice though. It's almost like the opening credits of a TV program. Drop my bullets. Well, that was different. Part 1. Beginning. Czechoslovakia. Alright, okay. Czechoslovakia, apparently. So this is our hotel. Even though I'm relieved we could find one at this season, I can't deny the fact that it looks small and run down. I open the back door and get my luggage, while Cooper takes his ridiculously enormous suitcase. Maybe we shouldn't have dismissed how heavy the luggage would be when we decided to disguise ourselves as filmmakers. Shall we go in now? Cooper opens the main door to the hotel, and I leave my luggage on the polished wooden floor, next to the reception desk. He closes the door behind us. Cooper joins me at the reception desk. It seems the receptionist hasn't noticed us. He is writing something in a notebook. Miss Silver, I can carry your luggage to your room if you'd like. No need, Cooper. That's the job of a bellboy, not yours. Miss Silver, I think the bellboys are sleeping at this hour. We know that we've arrived a bit later than we should have. I tap my fingers on the desk, staring at the man behind it. He doesn't look this way at all. The man behind the desk finally looks at my face with baleful eyes that look like they haven't been closed for a century. Can't find any hotel which hires bellboys at this time of the year. We're off season. Cooper tenses up, quickly checking my face to see if I am angry. Do you have a reservation? We know that we've arrived a bit later than we should have. Cooper checks his watch again. We are deeply sorry for bothering you at this hour, when you'd certainly feel better lying down in bed. Do you have any reservations? Cooper seems a bit dumbfounded by the repeated question, the receptionist seemingly ignoring his heartfelt apology. Has Mr. Skoda booked any room for us? The man behind the desk sits up, his eyes shining. Sylvan Skoda, you say? Yes. He tries to find something in the desk, opening one drawer after another. You two must be the filmmakers Skoda mentioned then. Your names, please? Exactly so. My name is Orwell Cooper. Laura Silver. As he's searching, I start tapping my foot on the floor. Cooper nervously smiles at my demonstration of impatience. He finally finds what he was searching for and starts looking through the newfound notebook. I can clearly read Laura Silver and Orwell Cooper here. My last name is most likely mistook because I'm working with a person blessed with the name Silver. The man behind the desk shows us the notebook. Oh, Copper. I misread that. Laura Silver and Orwell Copper. He has also mistook my name, apparently. Skoda firmly instructed me that these were the two people he booked two... Skoda firmly instructed me that these were the people he booked 2 rooms for, truth be told. You sound like a bad copy of a hypothetical Orwell Copper. As Cooper gasps, the man behind the desk shakes my hand. Welcome to Hotel Pavla, Miss Silver. I'm Jindrik... Oh my goodness, these names. Jindrik Chalpnik. Nice to meet you. I nod while he hands me a room key. Wait, what about me? Looks like we'll have to wait until Mr. Skoda clears this misunderstanding, or you can admit that you're not the copper written here. Cooper looks at me, his expression as helpless as he could be. Probably wants to go to sleep during these wee hours of the morning. Miss Silver, aren't you going to say anything? Oh, I suppose I'd better say something, hadn't I? I don't want to leave him standing there. There must be a mistake. It's true that our employee tends to forget names. It's most likely that the telegraph that reached Skoda was miswritten. This man is working with me. I'm pretty sure that he's the one Skoda mentioned to you. One would expect a chief detective to be more careful about giving the right name, but life keeps surprising me in the best ways. Cooper smiles with apprehension. Appreciation, as Mr. Chalpnik seems to keep his stoic expression. Miss Silver, you will have to forgive my cautiousness. I'm only doing what Skoda asked me to do. What did Skoda even ask this man? Shooting a documentary shouldn't be considered a suspicious activity. Cooper and I exchange glances. He points at Chalpnik with his eyes. He points at Chalpnik with his eyes? What? Oh, I think he means begging me to speak. It'd be suspicious if I stood silent for too long. You don't have to ask for my forgiveness. However, this man is indeed the person Skoda was expecting. We shouldn't be wasting our time on such small detail, so I'd appreciate if you could hand Cooper his keys. Chalpnik stares at us for a while, then shrugs. I agree that we shouldn't waste any more time, so you might as well go up to your room and sleep, since I won't be handing him the keys until I have Skoda's confirmation. Is he always suspicious of customers, or does he have something against filmmakers? Chalpnik continues with his regular voice. I'm asking you to leave your friend here for the night, miss. Our disguise was supposed to help us avoid suspicion, but it doesn't seem to be working. Good job, Silver. You're doing amazing. I take my suitcase and turn right towards the stairs. Bye, Cooper. Miss Silver? I'll be back after I leave my suitcase. His expression softens. We can continue investigating then. But it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So? Cooper stops talking to me, his eyes locked on something behind. I hear footsteps approaching. Footsteps that are coming down the stairs. I turn to the right and see Skoda. Oh my goodness. He eyes us for a while, his expression not changing one bit. You woke me up. Achievement unlocked. Skoda, are you implying that the walls here are thin? If you're going to brag about how your hotel has the most soundproof walls in all of Czechoslovakia, I'd rather not. It won't count as bragging if it's the truth, young man. Is he cranky because we woke him up? Although, it'll be troublesome if someone hears us talking about the jobs through these thin walls. Skoda, now that you're here, help us fix a problem with the copper man. Mr. Skoda, please tell Mr. Chelpnick that I'm the person our boss mentioned in the telegram. He is the person our boss mentions in the telegram. Okay. Chelpnick hands Cooper a room key and shakes his hand. Breakfast is 8 a.m. It'll be served on this floor. Isn't Skoda the only guest in the hotel? It's Hotel Pavla for you. We keep the hotel in top condition, even only one person is staying at the hotel. I'm more of a resident than a customer, though. We've grown close to each other. Am I right, Skoda? Oh, and they've grown close. Yeah, surely. I'll be showing them to their room, then. Thank you. Follow me, copper, silver. It's Cooper, Mr. Skoda. I'll keep that in mind. Pardon me. Nice to meet you again, Silver. He reaches out his hand. I shake it. Kirat has mentioned you a lot during the meetings. Could you tell us why we're here? Kirat wrote in her telegram that we're going to learn the details of our investigation from you. Skoda hands me an envelope. The envelope is open. He didn't even bother to hide the fact that he's opened it before. I stare at him. He's being suspicious. Kirat has written that you have some business with a weird man. Such indecency. You shouldn't open other people's letters like that, Mr. Skoda. Skoda smiles. There shouldn't be any secrets between the employees of the Bureau. Makes me wonder, why is Kirat sending you here and there for special cases? It's none of your business. I haven't received any information from the Bureau about the Vodnik of the Pilsen for 3 months, but Kirat sent me a letter to hand over to you. Isn't it odd? Why are you getting exclusive access to this information? ... I should be dealing with this man mentioned in the letter, not you. He's right. He's the one in charge of business in Czechoslovakia. Why would she want you to come all the way here? I don't understand that. Look, Skoda. Oh, God. Pull your gun out. Straight away. Let's retort. You've been poking your nose into my job ever since I came here. Mind your own business. He smiles. Do I look like the type of person who'd... Mr. Skoda! Cooper yells out. We both look at him. He coughs a few times. Mr. Skoda, we're all very tired. It's best if we talk about this tomorrow. He looks up, thinking. Miss Silver is also very aggressive because we have been travelling since yesterday morning. I wasn't being aggressive. I was only arguing because he read my mail. Cooper continues. I mean, it's only normal that we're showing our worst sides. Let's talk about this at breakfast after we wake up. Skoda crosses his arms. Why couldn't the animation have crossed his arms? I will definitely come back to this topic tomorrow morning. Don't come back. I'll be up around 9 a.m. See you at breakfast then. Have a good night, Mr. Skoda. You too, Cooper. Skoda goes inside his room. I hear the click of the door lock. Finally. Miss Silver, he may still hear you. I shrug. Miss Silver, Mr. Skoda is actually a good man. I don't know why he replied like that. I don't care whether he is good or bad, although he's certainly rude. So, should we look inside the envelope? Sure, Miss Silver. My dearest Laura, I hope you're doing well in Filson. I got some information on Emil Vodnik by a little trip to the Bureau's secret archives and some interrogations. Copies of the documents I found are inside the envelope. I would love to hear from you at the end of your mission. Write me a report after you're done, alright? Don't strain your body and take care of yourself. Please try to sleep more, honey. Sincerely, Kirat. Honey? No wonder why Skoda thinks I'm being pampered by Kirat. You're not being pampered. I think she only wants you to take care of your health. You were going to continue your investigation during the wee hours of the morning, Miss Silver. I don't think that's a good idea. I can manage without sleep. It's an order from our employer that you shouldn't forget to sleep. It's not an order, it's a request. I shrug and open the other document. The Vodnik of Pilsen. This Vodnik appears as a humanoid beast with a frog-like face and green hair, with his body covered in algae and mud. His hands are webbed and his eyes are coloured red. His eyes are the colour red. Local drownings are said to be his work. After drowning people, he stores their souls in handmade cups. Oh, it was cups then. The ones who saw him work on his cups have informed us about his collection. Type, Humanoid. Conflicting reports. Threat level. Unknown. Possibly dangerous. Habitat. Water and swamps around the Radbuzzer River. Power. Can shapeshift into liquid form? Question mark. Unmatched speed in water. Used to be a toy maker. I fold the document and put it into my pocket. Miss Silver, we should let everyone in the hotel know that they should be wary when handling water. We should have asked Skoda if he told anyone about it. We still can! He knocks on Skoda's door. Oh, you just told him to go to bed. Mr. Skoda, it's me, Cooper. Would you open the door, please? No answer. Mr. Skoda, we have to ask you something. I haven't told anyone anything about the water issue. Leave me alone. Oh, all right. Have a good night, Mr. Skoda. So, Miss Silver, I'll let Mr. Chulpnick know. You seemed eager to go to bed, though. I'm sure our safety is more important than 20 minutes of sleep. He smiles brightly. However, Miss Silver, you should go to your room and sleep while I'm on that. What's he up to? Even though I'll be in my room, I doubt I'll be sleeping. Let's just go sure. Just tell him sure, get him off our backs. I saw no need to disagree. Miss Silver, before I leave, tell me what your room number is. 102. So where are we? We must be here. There's 101. Looks like your room is right next to Mr. Skoda's. Yeah. Mine is 107. I'll be right across. If you need anything in the middle of the night, you can knock on the door, Miss Silver. Wait, Cooper. Yes? What are you going to tell Chulpnick? I'll tell him that the water got infected and people advise us not to use the tap. That doesn't sound realistic. What should I tell him then? Maybe... Yes, Miss Silver? I think we should find the water tank and close the valves that connect it to the external pipes. If we tell Mr. Chulpnick that the water is cut off in the whole of Pilsen, they won't check the water tank. What is it, Cooper? I don't know if it's right to barge into the boiler room of a building we just entered. It's for the safety of the hotel staff, so it's justified. Right. Now, do we know where the boiler room is? I think that we should search the ground floor or the basement if possible. He told us to go to sleep. So why are we now rushing around trying to find the boiler room? I wonder if we can reach there without attracting Chulpnick's attention. Miss Silver! Yes? You mentioned that you had a back pain while we were in the car, and you're also clearly tired. Yes? So maybe you should go into your room and rest, and I'll close the valves. Will you really do that for me? Sure! You're too kind, Cooper. Have a good night, Miss Silver. Cooper, knock on my door when you're done. I'll check if the water is off. Alright, see you in a moment then. Alright, boom, he's gone. Cooper waves at me as I open the door to my room. Oh, I take my coat off. And hat. Now let's see if there's something suspicious in here. Wait till a woman's heart close off water valves, yeah. Oh. What if a group of creatures set up an ambush inside the closet? I slowly open the closet. It's safe. Okay, so that is the entire closet. Okay. Drawer. Table. I should take a look at my observations and notes, if I had any. Can't do nothing with that. It's bright, unlike me. Sleep? Not now. I must check the room first. It's windy. I would like to stay here. The night is cold as my soul. But is there a flower pot on the balcony? These violets will die in this weather. That's obviously... I want to take a look at the room before going there. Okay, so that's... Hear a knock on the door. Yes, Cooper? I've closed all the valves. You're faster than I expected. I'll go to my room and check them as well. Good night again, Miss Silver. I nod. The door's shut. How's he going to see you nod? I should check the taps to see if Cooper was successful. I push the bathroom door. Huh? It's not opening. I pull the door, surprised by how it opens. Why would a bathroom door open outwards? Anyway. Why would a bathroom door open outwards? We want to check the taps. Open the tap, only a few droplets of water drip. That's a relief. Other than that, it's a sink. Nothing more, nothing less. I turn the faucet to on. Only a few drops of water come out. Cooper has done a good job. I did my business. Okay. Nothing else. I slipped the document I got from Kirat into the notebook. I would rather spend the night interrogating Chopnik or the employees, but I don't want to draw attention to myself. Our disguised as filmmakers will help us gather information without attracting suspicion, but Chopnik seems eager to be suspicious of us anyways. I wonder if Skoda let something slip about our job. Well, in any case, it seems like I don't have any choice but to sleep. So, we're off to sleep. I've always thought it's a useful thing to sleep with one eye open. Oh, someone's in the room. What was that? There's a sound coming from the balcony. I throw off my blanket, turning my head towards the balcony door. I get up, grabbing my gun from the table. I press my back against the wall, standing right next to the balcony door. You can never be too cautious. I take a deep breath. Silver, on the count of 3, you're going to pull that balcony door open. 1, 2... Show yourself! No one is here. I notice the plant pot on the railing is nowhere to be found. Somebody's stolen my violets. Did it fall because of the wind? I sigh while closing the balcony door behind me. Why does it have to be so cold? I put my coat and hat on. Shaking my pocket watch, I notice it's already 8:30. Why was it pitch black then? Because she's got no... Oh, I suppose she pulled the curtain across. I better go downstairs to meet Cooper instead of aiming my gun at missing pots. So if I... so if I pull that, that's my notebook. Which is... Okay, that's that. That's it. Nothing exciting just yet. I notice a girl running up the corridor. When she sees me, she looks up at me with tears in her eyes. You, the lady with dead person hair. Oh, that's nice. I believe that's me. Yes. I approach her. Are you the one who took my gloves? Alright. Suddenly music. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen you around here before. You look suspicious, that means. I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? Who are you? You said it yourself. I'm the lady with dead person hair. She pouts. Fair enough. I'm Pavla. The hotel's name is also Pavla. I assume she's related to Mr. Chopnik, possibly his daughter. Did you lose your gloves, Pavla? Or maybe she was born here and was left to die. Then Mr. Chopnik found her and named her after the hotel. Or she's a shapeshifter who decided to name herself after the hotel to fool me. Miss, someone played a trick on my gloves to steal them. Did you do it? I don't want to deal with this. Miss Silver, good morning! Is that music loud for everybody else? It's groovy, but it's a bit loud. Is that better? Okay, how do I save? What? Oh, there we go. Miss Silver, put your notebook away. Oh, it does for me. Oh, that's strange. Can you hear me okay? Cooper comes to the rescue. Who is the young lady? She might be the daughter of Mr. Chopnik. Are you the one who took my gloves, Carrot Head? He laughs. I don't know what you're talking about, young lady. Then it's Miss Dead Hair. Why do you believe Mr. Carrot Head is innocent? You look more suspicious. You did it. That's not very intelligent of you. Miss Silver. Cooper looks at me anxiously. I can't believe you said that to a child, Miss Silver. What if I did? Ag! She starts crying. This is the last thing I want to deal with right now. I should have kept my mouth shut. Cooper crouches down. Miss Chopnik? He takes out a notebook from his inside pocket. Miss Chopnik, I think I can help you. What? Would you mind telling me what your gloves look like, Miss Chopnik? They are black. Cooper scrawls something in the notebook. What is he doing? How long were they? She points to her wrist while sniffing. It came up to here. They had floral patterns inside too. I see. How old are you? 6.5. And they are bigger than my hands. Papa said I should wear them when I grow up too. Cooper shows the notebook to Pavla. Do they look like this? Yes. Cooper stands up, puts his notebook away before I take a look at it. We'll be working on finding them, Miss Chalpnick. Will you find who took them too? Of course. Really? Yeah, after all we're... Cooper looks at me for confirmation. He won't just tell a little girl that we're detectives, right? We research. We're researchers. Nice save, Silver. Pavla glares at me. I feel like she would murder me if she wasn't so tiny. Can you find my gloves or not? Were you going downstairs to see your father, Pavla? She nods. Then let's go downstairs together. We want to talk with Mr. Chalpnick too. Mr. Chalpnick is sitting at the reception desk as usual. I hope he doesn't find out that I make his daughter cry. Good morning, precious metals. Good morning, Mr. Chalpnick. Pavla runs down the stairs, pushing Cooper aside. Cooper tries to regain his balance by holding on to the banister. Pavla! Papa! Chalpnick's eyes brighten as he lifts Pavla up and twirls her around in the air. Pavla's shrill laughter hurts my ears. She's very moody, isn't she? Good morning, my dearest. Good morning. Is everything all right, Pavla? You look upset. I am. The new customers accept me. I couldn't hear you well. Can you repeat that a bit louder, dear? Unfortunately, Pavla's voice is quite audible. I don't like the new customers. Especially that lady with the dead hair. I think she might be the one who stole my gloves. What? I told you I didn't do it. You nails on chalkboard voice, little... Miss Silver. Cooper looks at me with the same anxious expression on his face. Fine. I shouldn't get aggressive over what a child says. Silver, what is the explanation of this? I don't know. It seems like I take joy from stealing from random kids. Random kids? My dearest Pavla is not a random kid. Pavla is cocking a snook at me. What? Pavla is cocking a snook at me. I'm trying hard not to strangle you, kid. Now, Mr. Chalpnick, let's not get mad. Chalpnick crosses his arms as he stares at me. He's doing something with his eyes. Is he winking at me? I see. He's doing this as an act to please his daughter. We'll be searching for your daughter's gloves in the entire hotel. We've talked to Miss Chalpnick a little while ago. Please take a look at this, Mr. Chalpnick. He looks like Cooper hasn't noticed Chalpnick's little act. He takes the notebook out and points to the page he scrawls some stuff on. The orange mister drew my gloves, Papa. He's done a marvellous job indeed. Draw. I take a look at Cooper's notebook. He's done a decent job. Maybe we can draw the beast we're dealing with. Maybe he can draw the beast we're dealing with. That way we could have more information on the report we mail to Karat. I like the orange mister, but Miss Deadhair is so lame. You're the one who's lame. What did Silver do to you, Pavla? She called me stupid. I just thought you should use some deductive reasoning if you're going to blame someone. Ducty? Deductive reasoning. Pavla hides behind Chalpnick. Silver, you either do your job instead of arguing with children, or I'll make you pay for that. Papa, that's not enough. Threaten her with kicking her out. It looks like the scaredy cat act earlier was a plan on getting her father's attention. The worst kind of child. Are you sure, honey? Pavla nods. Silver, you either do your job instead of arguing with children, or you're sleeping at another hotel tonight. Pavla cocks me a snook again. See if you can find a better one than Hotel Pavla, Deadhair. I don't know if there are any hotels nearby, and I don't want to sleep on the street tonight, that's for sure. Chalpnick winks at me again with a rather sad face this time. I believe he wants me to apologise. I'll apologise. I'm sorry, Pavla. Didn't you hear me? We'll be fine if you find the one who stole my gloves. I sigh and take out my notebook. Now, when did you lose them? I think you meant when did they get stolen? When did they get stolen? Just now. They went out the door. Huh? The gloves started hovering, and then they opened the door and flew out. Are you sure you didn't imagine it? Yes. When did this happen exactly? A little while ago. I ran after the gloves, but they disappeared into thin air. I see. You don't believe me, do you, deadhead miss? I do. You don't look like you do. I really do. It's because you don't want to sleep on the street tonight, right? No, Pavla, I really do believe you. Miss Silver, is there any way the Vodnik is inside the hotel? Even if the Vodnik was inside the hotel, I doubt he could possess the gloves like that. Maybe it's just her imagination running wild. I hope so. I don't want to deal with anything else, let alone a ghost. Chalpnik straightened up the moment I said ghost. A ghost? A ghost might have possessed the gloves. I think Pavla might have just imagined it, Miss Silver. Papa, do you think it was? Chalpnik takes Pavla's hand. Oh no, their mum's dead. Now, my angel, shall we search the hotel together? Okay, but only if you carry me on your shoulders. Sure, sure. Just wait a bit, darling. Chalpnik comes up to us rather menacingly. Look, Silver, Cooper. He's talking in a low tone now. He doesn't want Pavla to hear. I can't sense any friendliness in his voice. I see that you don't want to waste any time on this. I get it. However, don't make things up like that. Pavla is a girl who's almost always scared of every little thing. She's not very strong. She even thinks that she sees her mother's ghost from time to time. We all know ghosts aren't real. Mr. Chalpnik, we're deeply sorry. If I hear you mention ghosts or such nonsense around my child again, I won't let you get out of here in one piece. Hear me? I nod. Chalpnik lifts Pavla on his shoulders and leaves the lobby. It couldn't be possible for a man of his height to be able to carry someone on his shoulders if the ceiling of the hotel wasn't so high. I sit in one of the couches in the lobby. This conversation has drained me. Cooper stays standing. She's literally gone up, and she's tired already. Did he just threaten us? Yeah, we're losing some of our limbs if we're talking about you know what again. Let's just finish our job as quickly as possible and leave this place. I wonder what happened to Mr. Chalpnik's wife. She died. I mean, if she's going to be a ghost, of course she's dead. I believe this is the reason why he spoils Pavla so much. Even though she's spoiled, I think he did well. And I think you're being optimistic, Cooper. He smiles. So shall we go to the dining hall? I don't want to sit here. Oh, there. Oh, why, Miss Silver? Because there'll only be us in the huge place. Isn't that a bit... Don't tell me you're being shy. Question mark. Hello there. I noticed you two were talking... Oh, my goodness, reading it. Hello there. I noticed you two were taking your time to come to the dining hall, so... I decided I should come here to greet you, both of you. Judging from the appearance, he seems like he's the cook. Doesn't take a detective to see, wait. He has a knife. Of course he's got a knife if he's a cook. He has a knife. Creature gun. She's a bit flighty, this one. Stay silent. I stare at the knife in his hand. I should be able to grab my gun within seconds if he tries to make a move. We were just talking about going into the dining hall, but... Why are you carrying a knife, Mr. Cook? Because he's a cook. Wait, I'm carrying a knife? The cook bursts out laughing. Ugh, danger's past. I'll leave this back in the kitchen, just a moment. What's so funny about this? He returns to the kitchen, leaving me and Cooper behind. Phew. Do sharp things make you uncomfortable too, Miss Silver? No. I mean, they do make me uncomfortable if I'm not the one holding them. Oh, I see. You can never know what people might do to you with sharp things. Yes, it'd be horrible if they cause any accidents. I didn't mention any accidents. Mr. Cook returns, this time with no knife in his hand. But still the same fist grip. Hello again. I was cutting some potatoes when I heard you two. I approached without thinking twice. Having a knife in hand would scare people off. Silly me. It's no problem. It is a problem. Then shall we take it from the beginning? Sure. I don't trust this cook fellow. He has access to all sorts of cutlery. He's a cook! I don't feel safe around him, not to mention he might have poisoned the food too. Why are you so suspicious? Where were we again? Ah, right. I noticed you both were taking your time coming to the dining hall, so I decided I should come here to greet both of you. We were just talking about going into the dining hall. I heard. I also heard this lady here looks a little bit anxious about it. I still am. He stretches out one hand to me and his other hand to Cooper. I'm Blem. Nice to meet you. That's an awesome name for a chef. Blem. Nice to meet you both. I shake it. I see Cooper doing the same with Vlem's other hand. Is Vlem his surname or his name? Laura Silver. Well, Cooper, nice to meet you, mister. How would you like us to address you? Cooper, of course, wouldn't be content with calling someone he just met with their first name. Vlem's fine. And how should I call you? I think I'd be more comfortable if I could address you with your surname. That's a shame. Then you'll have to learn I'm related to that heartless Sylvan Skoda. Ah, Vlem Skoda. Is he Skoda's brother? Now that I think of it, they look alike. Before you make any assumptions, I'm his cousin. Is this why Skoda picked this hotel? I hope you'll be alright with me calling you Mr. Vlem then. You could have done with a joyful Skoda. Heh! At least you aren't like Chopnik. He tried to call Sylvan Skoda the Black, and he switched to Skoda the Second. Sounds a bit like an epic hero when you put it like that. Right, Skoda's a great surname with a good sound. And my only concern about it is that I'm sharing it with. His expression sours as he points upstairs, possibly at Skoda's room. You know, that slob. Is it alright for you to talk behind customers like that? He's my cousin first and foremost. Being a customer comes later, although nothing changes the fact that he's a slob. Cooper seems concerned. Maybe we should wake him up. You heard him last night. He doesn't look like the type to appreciate a wake-up call. Forget about him already. Cooper, I bet you're not comfortable standing up like that. Why don't you sit down next to Silver? What about you, Mr. Vlem? I can serve breakfast here if you'd like. It'll be nice and cosy. It won't take long. You don't have to. We can eat it in the dining room just fine. I insist. It'll be like having a picnic in the lobby. Do sit down, though. I get tired watching you stand. Cooper... I know what it means, but I can't pronounce it. Acquiesces... Cooper agrees and sits on the couch. Don't be such a stranger. There are only 7 people in the hotel. We should get familiar. I'm talking to you too, Silver. I'm relaxed enough. Oh, you're not. Are you sure? You still look pretty tense to me. I am relaxed. Is that so? Then let me hear you order nice and clear. Tea's fine. Do you have any Earl Brown? Oh, come on, Earl Brown. Earl Brown? Miss Silver, maybe you meant Earl Grey? I know what I said. Brown sounds mediocre for the name of an Earl. Personally, I wouldn't make someone named Brown an Earl. He's talking too much. Fine, Earl Grey it is. I can't believe they don't know about Earl Brown. What about you, Cooper? So you're just going to have a cup of tea for breakfast? I'd like some tea too. Nothing to eat? Is it British culture that you don't have breakfast in the morning? No, it certainly is not. There's no way I can get through no breakfast. We do have a rich breakfast culture, but... Cooper stops and stares down. I just have a bad feeling inside. I don't think I can eat. A bad feeling? I can brew you some herbal tea if you're feeling unwell. It's not because of that. It's more of an instinct. I feel like bad things are going to happen. That's why I've lost my appetite. Interesting. 3 customers in a hotel, and the 2 that want to serve don't want anything. The 2 that I want to serve don't want anything. He seems disappointed. So who we got? It's got 1 more person in the hotel then. Are you really sure you don't want tea? You only want tea? I nod. Tea it is then. Mr. Vlem. What is it, Cooper? We heard on our way here that there's a problem with the waterworks. Looks like the water will be cut off for at least a few days. Really? I wonder if anyone in town considered letting us know about it. It's a good thing I've been using the water from the tank, but... He stops speaking and turns to look behind us. I turn too. There's a maid coming out of the restroom with a bucket in her hand. Blem looks back at us with a smile. Have you 2 met Blanca? Isn't that the name of the, somebody from Mortal Kombat? It is! Blanca. Let's see if I can share this. This is going to be awkward. Bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. Do 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 do. Let's see if this will work. No, that's not working. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, window capture? That might work. Dee 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 dee. That one? Oh, see, you can't see what I'm looking at. Right, we'll ignore that. You just have to Google it yourself. But Blanca. Right, get back to the game. No. Vlem lifts one hand up and calls, Blanca! The maid smiles at him and puts a bucket on the ground before she starts walking. When she approaches, she greets us. Welcome to Hotel Pavla. Blanca certainly doesn't look like that. She's the maid of this place. Have a little chit-chat while I'm bringing your tea. See you! Vlem leaves the place as a woman named Blanca sits in front of us. May I ask your names? Laura Silver. Orwell Cooper. Orwell? I've never heard a name like that before. How do you spell it? Cooper looks as grateful as he could be. People usually mistake my name. Thank you for asking. It's Orewell. It's a nice name. Thank you, Ms. I'm Blanca... Oh, my goodness. Vroblova. Don't mind being called Blanca. You can call me however you like. Nice to meet you, Miss Vroblova. Nice to meet you too. I was meaning to ask, do you want your rooms cleaned? I don't care. She looks at Cooper. I think you should do whatever you deem best, Miss Vroblova. If that's the case, I'll be cleaning both your rooms after I leave Hotel Pavla. But after you leave Hotel Pavla. I asked because it looks like our other guest doesn't want me to invade his privacy. He yelled quite a lot when I went into his room. It looks like employees here don't have good relations with Skoda. Though I understand his sensitivity about the subject, you two are also filmmakers, no? Yes, surely, definitely. Definitely. We're not anything else. Just want to get that back up to where it was. There we go. Then, I'm sure you have all sorts of things you wouldn't want me to touch too. Film equipment is hard to handle after all. It would be idiotic of Skoda to leave important documents behind. Anybody can get hold of a spare key. The hotel has a spare key of Skoda's room, right? Yes, Mr. Chopnik has spare keys. That's what I thought. I should talk about this with Skoda. He shouldn't be acting so careless. Vlem comes back with a tray filled with teacups and a teapot. Why'd you ask, Miss Silver? No particular reason, just curious. The cook sits and starts pouring the tea. What were you talking about? Miss Silver asked if there's a spare key of Mr. Skoda's room. He smiles while handing me the cup. Silver, here's your Earl Brown. I thought you didn't have any Earl Brown. I have my own ways of making it Earl Brown. Poison. It's brown, isn't it? It really is. He starts pouring tea into another cup. I should wait until someone else takes a sip. She's very suspicious. About the key, Mrs. Liver. Well, I'm sure you asked because he's your co-worker, right? You shouldn't be leaving any important documents behind. Yes. I see. I knew it right away. I guess you have to be very cautious when you're directing a documentary. He snickers. Does this man know that we're detectives? What do you mean, Vlem? Willem. I mean the equipment, of course. Willem fills another cup. Is he trying to give us away, or is he protecting us, and he's just that bad at lying? The water is... Yeah, the water's dodgy and having tea. Maybe he's got it from a boiler or something. Here, Cooper. Willem, isn't it a bit rude for you to talk to them like that? Is it? Do you mind, Miss Silver? Not really. Do you, Cooper? Willem hands a cup filled with poison to Cooper. As long as you aren't saying my name incorrectly, it's fine. That's a relief. Cooper takes a sip from his tea right away. I check if Cooper's showing any symptoms. It's delicious! Am I the only nervous one here? Cooper is still alive. That means the poison is not the type that acts fast. Nice to hear. Here, Blanca. Thank you. What did you put inside it to make it brown? Let my secret recipe stay secret, Silver. Blanca, by the way, have you heard there's a problem with the waterworks? Huh? It appears that the townsfolk forgot we were here, so we never got the news. What is the problem? Blem shrugs. I heard it from Cooper. Some of the pipes have fractures in them. They told us that the water will be cut off. So this was the problem. I wonder why the water wasn't running. I was going to check the water tank. Ooh, good job they didn't. I exchanged looks with Cooper. You can take the day off then. Isn't that great, Blanca? Blanca rolls her eyes. I don't need water to dust the shelves, Vlem. Blanca puts a fake smile on her face as Vlem pours another cup for himself too. Why are you not drinking your tea, Silver? Oh, is it poisoned? Now, see, I know nothing about this game, so I've no idea if at any moment you can die. But I'm going to take a sip. I take a sip. Take a sip, babes. Achievement unlocked. Vlem rests back. He looks relaxed. Are you glad because you finally poisoned me? Ahem, Silver, Cooper, why don't you tell us about what you do? We're filmmakers. We came here to shoot a documentary. After Skoda wakes up, we'll go for a ride to film Radbazaar. That sounds pleasant. Not that pleasant since they're waiting for Skoda's beauty sleep. He can't even wake up early in the mornings. That's slob. Blem, Mr. Skoda is a diligent man. You shouldn't talk about your cousin like that. If he was a diligent man, I don't think he'd be sleeping at this hour, Blanca dear. You wouldn't be this hard on anyone else if they slept in. Willem stops. It seems like he thinks Blanca has a point. Mr. Willem, is there any reason why you don't like him? He is intolerable, Cooper. Haven't you met him? We have. He's the kind of person to talk over you. Exactly. It's nice to be understood, Silver. Whatever you say, Mr. Skoda is a trustworthy man. He helped me a lot when I was starting my career. Oh, now that sounds like a story that I would like to hear. What were you filming at that time? It was a Well, let me ask something before that. He was just going to let it slip that he worked as a police officer. I exchanged looks with Willem, so Knife Man is trying to protect us. Why did you cut him short, Willem? I hope our customers don't mind your rudeness. Cooper seems like he noticed his gaffe. Without a sound, he sips his tea. Would I, if it wasn't important? I need to ask as soon as possible. What is it, Mr. Willem? Cooper, while you two are working together, did Zyvan sit somewhere all day and make you check everything as well as run errands? Yes. Then you did all of his work without knowing. Is that it? It was because he wanted me to gain work experience. Willem put his hand on Cooper's shoulder. It's that classic Zylvan behaviour, Cooper. I think he wants to be teamed up with newcomers just to slack off. I think it helped me understand how things work around the office. Just accept that he used you, Cooper. Cooper looks down. Ah, poor little Cooper. This must be the reason why Kirat doesn't assign him a partner. I trust Miss Kirat's knowledge on who to assign to whom. Knowledge? Kirat? I think Mr. Skoda mentioned her name. He did? What did he tell you? Willem sounds surprised. Does this mean Skoda shares more with Blanca than he does with Willem? Interesting. She's your boss, right? He's been whining about her oddness. I certainly don't think she's odd. She's a good leader, but some guys in the office think she treats Silver better because... Never mind, they're just jealous of her position. What do you think about Miss Kirat, Miss Silver? I remember the letter she sent me. She's treating both of us with kindness. People usually tell me that I'm her favourite, although I don't know if it's true. It seems like she cares about everyone just the same. I agree that this rumour started because of our jealous co-workers. And I believe it's only another of Skoda's prejudiced judgments. Looks like he's full of those. Talking behind Kirat's back is very rude. I'd understand him telling Willem if he's a trustworthy family member, but telling a hotel maid is a different thing. I should warn Skoda he shouldn't be running around spreading information, even though Miss Blah seems nice. Are you close with Mrs. Skoda? Not particularly. I see. Head of a detective bureau shouldn't be a subject for a greeting. What is Skoda doing? I take out my notebook. Mr. Willem, Mrs. Lieblicke, I have some questions for you. For your documentary. Depending on your answer, I might include some. I start flipping the pages. What? I drop the notebook on the floor. The Vodnik information sheet is out in the open, along with my duty list. Oh no! Oh, Silver, what is this? Pretty sure he knows what this sheet is if he's Skoda's bosom friend. I turn my eyes back to the floor. The exclusive information. How could you do this, Silver? I pick it up before they see anything, Silver. What kind of documentary director would have such a detailed sheet about the Vodnik? Pick it up! Willem, it's rude to stare. Mr. Blibler reaches for the notebook. If she reads the information, she'll know something is up with us. Should I pull out the gun? Silver, is everything okay? I... Their faces. Miss Silver, are you okay? I did it again. Miss Silver, are you okay? I nod. Miss Veribula slips the sheet back in the notebook between the pages. Did I distract her enough? She cleans the table with her rag and then leaves the notebook on it. I look at her concerned face. She must have seen everything. Why would you pour the tea on yourself, Silver? It's a habit of mine. I did it when I was at the Never mind. Was it too hot? Are you alright? I'm not one to be affected by extra warmth. Mrs. Veribula starts cleaning the floor. I know, what the hell. She knows what we are doing. Undercover detectives. My ass! It's a relief your notebook isn't soaked, Miss Silver. And now she's making fun of me. The audacity! I might have to introduce her to my old friend, Mr. Gunn, in private. Oh my god, this is so over the top. Miss Silver, are you okay? How many times are you going to ask me that? I'm fine. Don't waste your energy on worrying about me. It seems like I've made everyone on edge yet again. Cooper looks down. Mrs. Yabliver sits back in her seat after giving me a towel. It's nice to be able to be dry again. Willem breaks the silence. Silver, I think I saw something about the Vodnik in your document. Am I mistaken? There's no doubt that he's seen it now. I stare at his face. Really? The Vodnik? Isn't that just a folktale to scare children? So Skoda never mentioned anything to him about our job's paranormal side. Either shoot people or pull tea over yourself, yeah. Just a little bit over the top. I shrug. Sure, make fun of me. I'm a grown-up woman who believes in old folk tales. No! Blibblibli? It's not just a folk tale. Mr. Blibber, do you know anything about the Vodnik? He's around us, wandering in the water. I know that he is. Blanca, we all know that stuff like that isn't real. I'm not joking, Willem. Okay. Blibber, please calm down and tell me what you know. She looks down. Mrs. Blibber, I understand your reluctance. However, in our documentary there's a special sequence about the Vodnik. So if you could inform us about him, it would be forever in your we would be forever in your debt. See, why is she getting so worried? Why don't she just say that's what the documentary is about and that's why she's got notes on him? Why are you shooting an informatory film about him? It's an order from our boss. She tells us what to shoot and we shoot it. But in order to shoot the film, we need to talk with you first, just like Cooper said. I used to know the man who became a Vodnik. I worked as a maid at his house, also helped around in his shop. And in order for a man to become a Vodnik, he has to be drowned. Does Miss Verbliver know anything about this? Hang on a minute. We already know what sort of shop it was, don't we? He was a toy maker. Let's go with what was his name. What was his name? If I remember correctly, his name should be Emil Cladivo. Oh, I've got to ask both the questions. Okay. What kind of shop was it? He had a toy shop back in the day. Where was his toy shop you're talking about? I've never heard of such a thing. It's deep in the forest. It's not easy to find it. His works are loved by the children of the town. She stopped speaking to think. So, he's a toy maker and his shop is in the middle of a creepy forest. Okay. I mean, they used to. know what his name was. She said Emil. For how long? How long did you work there? I started working when his daughter Anna was 4 years old. Kirat had mentioned that there were rumours about the Vodnik killing his own daughter. She was such a lively girl, but she passed away when she was 11. I quit working around 2 weeks after her death. I've been working at Hotel Pavla ever since. I'm sorry to hear that. If that's the case... yeah, right. She can show us where the toy shop is. Why did you stop working? I think his mental state wasn't the best after he lost his daughter. He was starting to scare me, so I left. Would it affect him so much if he was an intentional manslaughter? Could it be just an accident? Cooper, we'll leave as soon as Skoda wakes up. The data correlates with ours. There's no doubt that she knows the Vodnik we are searching for. Cooper sits up. Monsieur Blubber, would you show us the way to the Vodnik shop? I don't want to go there again. I wish you all the best in your investigation. Can't you even show it on the map? I don't think I can read a map. It'd be best if I got on with my work now. She stands up. After giving us a nod, she starts walking towards the stairs. Looks like I'll need to use brute force if I want to get this information from her. I turn to Wilhelm. What are you going to do, shoot her? What did Skoda tell you about the Bureau? I hardly know anything. Why are you two searching for the Vodnik anyway? I stay silent. I can't believe Zilvan never told me about the Vodnik part of your job. It's odd. Mr. Willem, I'm sure he didn't want you to get scared. Shush, don't make me laugh. Don't be so sure. Willem rolls his eyes. I wish you good luck in waking him up. We'll need that. He waves us goodbye, going back to the kitchen once more. Cooper sighs. I'm concerned, Miss Silver. About what, Cooper? Well, I'm concerned about a few things, actually. First, the fact that you've just poured a whole cup of tea over your head. That's my coping mechanism. I see. Is it because you dropped the notebook in front of everyone? I guess I did. Why didn't you pick it up? It was within your reach. I would if I could. If something like this happens again, what would you like me to do? Is he trying to help me? He's supposed to be your partner. Nothing. I'll be fine. He nods. Besides, even if they find out that we're detectives, we will be alright. Detectives do all sorts of odd jobs anyways. If that happens again, pass me another cup of tea, yeah. Sure, Cooper. Also, Miss Silver. Cooper checks his watch. It's 9:30 AM now. Mr. Skoda seemed eager to meet us. Why hasn't he come down yet? I wonder if there's something wrong. Let's wake him up, Cooper. Oh, I think I hear him coming. Or are we going upstairs? Nope, we're going upstairs. Cooper knocks on the door. Is he dead? Mr. Skoda, are you awake? No response. I thought he wasn't a heavy sleeper. This is odd. I exchange looks with Cooper. Maybe he's smoking on the balcony? Does he smoke? I didn't know. I'm pretty sure he's smoking some softy cigarettes with menthol. I knock on the door a few times. Is he ignoring us? Maybe. He's dead. I take a few steps back. Mr. Skoda, would you please open the door? Is there anything wrong? 1, 2, 3. I kick the door. Miss Silver, what are you doing? I shrug. Miss Silver? Yes. Is it possible that the Vodnik attacked him? Cooper, let's say you were in your home. You heard the clip-clop of horseshoes outside. Okay. What would you think? I would think that there's a horse outside. You wouldn't think that there's a giraffe wandering around, right? I wonder when that was coming. I don't think so. But you'd agree that it's possible for a giraffe to be wandering around, only a lot less likely. Yes, what do you mean by this, Miss Silver? Skoda getting attacked by Vodnik is possible, but not probable. We closed the valves. Though, Miss Silver, the fact that he's not opening the door is making me nervous. Ugh. Maybe we should leave without him. We shouldn't. This is such unprofessional behaviour. He can't make us wait like this. Miss Silver, wait here. I'll go get the spare room key from Mr. Cholpnik. He runs to the stairs. I knock on Skoda's door again, this time harder. This really is weird. This man woke up to a noise on the ground floor in the middle of the night. Skoda! Answer me. Is he taking a shower? Or maybe brushing his teeth? No, the water is cut off. Maybe he's taking sleeping aids. Would that explain why he's not waking up right now? She's not a very good detective. I knock on the door once more. Is he smoking the whole package? Ugh. There's no way he actually took a shower and got attacked, right? We close the valves. No answer. I kick the door. Miss Silver, would you please stop vandalising the hotel? Hand me the key, Cooper. She's not got it. I snapped my fingers 2 times. Cooper, the key. We couldn't find the key. What? I persuaded Mr. Chilpnick into opening the safe. However, the key is nowhere to be found. Mr. Chilpnick is currently looking for the key in case it's hidden somewhere in his desk. I take my gun out. Mr. Silver? I can't wait forever. No, the hotel will hear the sound. Please put your gun back into its holster. Chilpnick will be here any moment now. Mr. Chilpnick doesn't look like the type to lose keys. Where is it? Why isn't Skoda opening his door? The Vodnik must have slaughtered him. I aim at his door again. Miss Silver! What is all the fuss? Silver, what are you doing? Willem? Your dear cousin isn't opening the door. Does that give you permission to blow a hole in his door? Thank you, Mr. Willem. Mr. Silver doesn't listen to me. Willem takes out a key. Of course he's got a key. Here. Did Skoda give his room key to Willem? That's suspicious. I have his spare key. Sylvan said he couldn't trust anyone else, so I snuck in and took his spare. I take the key from him and open the door. I'll think about this later. So far this game isn't sort of too much of a game apart from it's more like a story. I haven't been given many options. I wait for Cooper to enter. I see that Willem is trying to come inside as well. I shut the door in his face. Ow! It looks like I couldn't. His foot is blocking the door. Don't come in! What? Don't come in here, Willem. Why? Where is he? It could be dangerous. You're unarmed and inexperienced. If it's dangerous, why are you wasting your time like this? He's right. If there was anyone dangerous inside, they would have easily attacked us while I'm dealing with Willem. You must be more careful, Silver. Is Ivan in here? Mr. Willem, I think it's best if you don't insist. We'll handle it. Why aren't you answering me? We don't know what the answer is yet. I push the door once more and he withdraws his foot. I lock the door. Finally. Miss Silver, wasn't that too forceful? Open the door. What are you doing in there? He's lucky his foot is in one piece. Oh, there's a big crack in the door, look. There's no one inside. I check the window on the door to see if he's out on the balcony. No Skoda here. I push the bathroom door. Huh? It's not opening. I try pulling the door. Why would a bathroom door open outwards? Anyway, through the curtains of the bathtub I can see someone sitting in there. Oh dear. Skoda? The person who's sitting in the bathtub doesn't make any sound. He dead. Where'd he get all that water from if he was, if the water was cut off? No answer. I put on my gloves. I shouldn't be touching him without protection. Did Mr. Skoda fall asleep while he was taking a bath? An eternal sleep, so it seems. Huh? What do you mean, Miss Silver? He's a bit stupid for a detective, isn't he? Take your gun out, Cooper. This could get ugly. I crouch near the body. It's obvious that he's not breathing. I search for a pulse. Nothing. Crap. Is Mr. Skoda okay? I raise my voice while I keep on looking for any sign of life. Skoda's dead. I get up, removing my gloves and throwing them into the sink. I see that Cooper is looking at Skoda with blank eyes. We should let Mr. Chilpnick know about this and make him lock all the doors. This might as well be a murder case. We should also gather everyone in one place, preferably in the main hall. And one of us should stay with Skoda. So gather everyone in one place, but one person's got to stay with Skoda. Culprit can always come back here to raise the evidence. Did you hear me? Are you sure that he's dead, Miss Silver? Weren't you listening to me? He blinks a few times. It seems he's trying to grasp the situation. I'll let Mr. Chilpnick know. Good. We get out of the bathroom. It appears that Willem is still waiting outside. I unlock the door. Willem almost falls in. Why would you shut the door on me, Miss Silver? Is there such a person? Is there any way a person could be ruder than you? Such an indecent... Sylvan is dead. Sure, I wish. What? Say that again, Silver. You heard me. Where is he? I point to the bathroom. He runs through Skoda's room and grabs the door. Cooper tries to hold him. He really is. He mumbles something. Mr. Willem? He is beside himself. That's... I'd never expect... Mr. Willem, I think it's not a good idea to look at Mr. Skoda at this moment. Willem puts his hand on his forehead. Is that so? Cooper also looks like he's trying to understand what is going on, with his eyes on Willem. I assume that seeing someone you've cared for drowned in the bathtub would be hard to grasp for anybody. Cooper seats Willem on Skoda's bed. He's eerily silent, with his hand still on his forehead. Cooper, listen to me. Every second you're wasting here increases the chances of us getting attacked by the Vodnik. Miss Silver, he lowers his voice. I'll be gone for a minute, but I don't have time to deal with any of your grief. Please try to show some sympathy, alright? Sure. He opens the door and gets out of the room, leaving me alone with Willem. Silence. What happened to him? To whom? Who do you think? Is he in denial? I shouldn't try to be understanding, I promise, Cooper. I take a deep breath. Sylvan Skoda is no longer with us. What does that mean, for God's sake? Sylvan Skoda has... What was the term? Is no more, gone like the wind, has passed away? He passed away. Be more clear, I'm going to lose my mind, Silver. Okay, Sylvan's corpse is currently rotting in the bathtub. His eyes still seem blank. I don't really know what he's looking at. That sounds more like you. Guess so. Where is Cooper already? It can't be happening, right? You two are pulling a prank, I'm sure. I wish Cooper could do all the talking instead of me. I don't think Skoda's pretending to be dead either. You would be saying the same thing if you two were pulling a prank. That must be it. Did I come from Britain just to pull a prank on you? I don't believe what you say. Then why don't you enter the bathroom and look for yourself, Willem? He freezes. Do you want to? No. Door opens. Perfect timing. Willem, are you alright? Blanca. I see Miss Bulver pushing into the room, inviting Willem into a hug. Willem hugs her right away. How are you feeling, Willem? He buries his face on Miss Bulver's shoulder. Not answering her, he gives her a few pats on his back. How are you feeling? He's just found out his cousin's dead. Is this how you should be handling people who are grieving? I guess I'll never know. Mr. Chopnik enters the room after Mrs. Bulver. Cooper follows behind. Is what I heard true, Silver? It depends on what you heard. He points at the bathroom. Yes. It's a shame. He was a bright young man. A dull young man. Who may have done this? Not knowing anything about the Vodnik, you must be sure that someone in this hotel did it. We'll be solving the mystery, Mr. Chopnik. You shouldn't go around playing detective, young man. I called the police. It'll take time for them to arrive. Until then, we shall wait here and make sure nobody leaves the hotel. Mr. Chopnik, we'd like to investigate Skoda's body again. Why so eager, Silver? I look back at the bathroom. The water was supposed to be cut off. However, the bathtub was filled with water. I think it's quite suspicious, Mr. Chopnik. Is that so? Then I'll come with you. I advise you not to do that. It could be dangerous inside. Even though I said that, it'd be good if I can get everyone to see Skoda. I have to make sure no one blames me for his death. I'm the one who found the body. That puts me in a suspicious situation. Not to mention I'm a foreigner. I saw all the horrors of the Great War, Silver. The living are far more dangerous than the dead. Especially Chopnik sounds like the type to blame me. I take a look at Willem and Mrs. Bulver. They're sitting on Skoda's bed with Willem's head in his hands. Mr. Willem, this is Bulver. I'll go inside the bathroom. Mr. Chopnik stated that he wants to join. Do you? Willem shakes his head, not even looking at my face. Mrs. Bulver smiles weakly. It'd be best if I stay with him, Miss Silver. Only Mr. Chopnik and Cooper then. Miss Silver? Yes, Cooper? I'm feeling a little faint, so is it alright if I don't enter the bathroom again? Don't tell me that you can't stand seeing blood. He stays silent. I can't believe it. Maybe you should go back to being a traffic cop after this. It's not that I can't stand it. It's just... It's alright, Cooper. You youngsters shouldn't be used to the sound of blood. Shouldn't be used to the sight of blood anyway. The sound of blood. Sight of blood anyway. Unless you're a police officer. But it's fine, since you're not one. Cooper smiles meekly. I can feel anger growing inside. Then can you please get Miss Flubber and Willem downstairs? I don't want any noise while I'm investigating. Sure, Miss Silver. I enter the bathroom once more. So here he is. I put on the gloves that I'd left in the sink. Did anybody enter or leave the hotel? Silver. I was at the reception desk all day. I was in a position to see everybody who entered or left. No one entered nor left. Someone in this hotel did it. There's no way around it. I reckon it's the little girl. Blood, did he drown? Well, yeah, but he had blood coming out of his nose. Is there any entrance to the hotel other than the front door? The back door is locked, and I have the key. Are you sure you had the key with you when Skoda died? Yes, it's always with me. There are no copies of that key, right? None. We don't have a master key either. I understand. Who did it, Silver? Give me a frickin' chance to find out. I can't answer that question until I make my investigation, Mr. Cholpnik. He falls silent. Now focus, Silver. See, he's got blood coming out his nose. I take a deep breath. First, how did he die, Silver? He was in the tub when we found him, so that probably means that he drowned. But he's sitting up. If he drowned, he'd be lying down underneath the waterline. Was it the Vodnik that done it? Did he have a nosebleed while he was struggling? I assume so. I wonder if it's because he injured a vein or two while he was suffocating. Cool, what about his hands? Let's see. I take a look at his hands and nails, expecting to find a clue. His nails are filed neatly, and I can't see any scratches or bruises on his hands. You alright, puppy? Good boy. I see no sign of struggle, Mr. Cholpnik. Skoda is being unhelpful once more. I crouch down and look at his wrists. Well, I clicked on his knee. No sign of fighting back in his arms or legs. I open the tap of the bathtub. No water flows through. The water is off. How did his bathtub get filled in the first place? Mr. Cholpnik, it's best if you don't touch the body with your bare hands. Do you have any gloves? I'd rather not touch him. Alright, what else have we got then? He is as soft as he could be. That means his muscles haven't stiffened yet. Did you see him after last night? No. I checked my watch. It's 9:50 AM. The stiffening of the muscles and joints start at 4 to 6 hours after death. Knowing that he came to get us at 2 AM, this knowledge doesn't give us any clue on the time of death. You know a whole lot about how death works. Did you work as a nurse before? I just interviewed a few detectives while they were working. I see. I look at his nose again. It's not unusual to get a nosebleed if you're struggling for breath. His nose looks a little more crooked than before. I touch the bridge of his nose. Wait, I can move it. He's got a broken nose. I feel two pieces of bone rubbing each other as I play with Skoda's nose. What are you doing? His nose is broken. Did someone punch him in the face? Is this why he got the nosebleed? Is Vodnik the type of person to punch detectives into tubs and drown them? That doesn't sound very supernatural. I hear the door of Skoda's room opening. It can't be the Vodnik, right? Who's there? Where's Papa? Pavla, why are you here? I got curious. I couldn't find you anywhere. Silver, continue investigating. I'll keep Pavla outside. Sure. Cholpnik opens the bathroom door and leaves. I stare at Skoda. Who killed you? Not that you'll answer, right? I'm just trying my luck in case you became a ghost and want to answer me by possessing yourself. You look like someone who would become a ghost, though. It's always the people who have tons of ego. You're one of them for sure. Don't be shy. Let's say you took too many sedatives, lost your balance while you were bathing, hit your nose on the tub. Then somehow you magically fell into the tub as if you were bathing again, in the exact position, though. I don't think this is the case. There are 100 possibilities, actually. Is it possible to reach a conclusion with my current knowledge? Looks like you could create another job for us, Ivan. I never liked you, you know. You're the epitome of unlikability, and Miss Silver, what are you doing? Cooper, how come I didn't hear you coming in? He looked nervous. Did you finish examining the body? Yes. I was never good at dealing with people's emotional states. I should continue investigating instead of talking with Cooper about it. I stand up and get out of Skoda's bathroom. Why are you here, Cooper? I thought I shouldn't leave you alone. I was doing fine. Excuse me for saying this, but if I observed correctly, you were talking to Mr. Skoda's body. Anyway, we should be searching the room for clues. Cooper doesn't respond to my attempt of changing the subject. Right. Clothes on the bed. Clothes folds and placed on the bed. Did he fold his clothes before entering the tub? I inspect each of them to see if there's something wrong. Miss Silver, I think we shouldn't do that. Why? Doesn't that count as disrespecting the dead? What would Cooper think if he'd learned that I played with Skoda's nose? It'd be more disrespectful if we couldn't find his killer. Cooper? Yes? His trench coat is wet. Does that mean anything? I take the wet cigarettes and lighter out of the coat's pocket. The wet cigarettes are softy mentholas, as I thought. I guess he won't be using the lighter anymore. I put it into my pocket. Lighter seized. Miss Silver, did you find an evidence? An evidence. Yes, there are room keys in his pocket. What about the lighter? Is that a piece of evidence? No. Then why did you take it, Miss Silver? It's a good lighter. Miss Silver, please put it back. Please. Lighter thrown away. Right, what's at the desk? There isn't anything notable on the desk. Is that a notebook? I see Skoda's notebook hidden behind the desk. It's an amateur move to hide his important files in here, though at least it would have thrown off the mundane people. I take it out. I see some notes and documents folded inside. I open the cover. I notice that he has used the notebook as a diary too. He's written a few entries using this as a diary. We shouldn't look at it then. It may be private. He isn't here to judge us. Miss Silver, do you know what you're saying? It may contain a piece of evidence. Besides, he read our mail. No secrets between the bureau workers, right? No man becomes a saint just by dying, Cooper. I know. Right. As far as I've noticed, Chopnik opens his safe every Sunday morning to check if the spare keys are in place. I told Willem to find the password of the safe and take the key. If possible, he put the key back in the safe every Saturday night. Chopnik trusts Willem since he's been working here for years. Willem is the one who is staying at the receptionist counter every Saturday. It must be easy for him to do that. What day is it today, Cooper? Wednesday, Miss Silver. Update. He yelled at me when I told him about this. I'll lose all the trust Mr. Chopnik invests in me, he said. There's no way of that happening if you don't get caught. Do you want your cousin to die? I replied. He obeyed reluctantly. It's unbelievable how stupid he is. That's horrible. I shrugged. That's Skoda. Mr. Willem shouldn't know about this. Miss Silver, I still think we shouldn't read Skoda's diary any longer. I'm going to keep on reading. Screw you, buddy. Evidence. I can't sleep tonight too. Can't really find what keeps me awake at night either. Somehow everything bothers me. People usually say that writing down the worries would help, though I doubt it. I doubt everything. Maybe that's the reason why I'm unable to sleep. Or maybe I can't sleep because they took my gun. Chopnik says that I should get some remedy for it, though my only option looks like it'll put me in a deep sleep. It doesn't relax me that I know I won't be able to wake up in a crisis. It must be nice to sleep without the fear that someone might be trying to kill you any second. So that is why we couldn't find his gun anywhere. This explains a lot. Can we stop reading it? No. I'm going to keep reading. Now that I've read about Kirat's letter to Silver, I'm even more sure something suspicious is going on. She doesn't use a language like that to any one of us, nor share information. She even forgot Cooper's name. Maybe the reason why Silver got assigned here was because she had a friend in the bag, or in this case, bureau. It's not good to see cases like this, especially in this time of massive unemployment. There's barely any budget to operate a supernaturals bureau. Spending the money for useless international jobs like this doesn't make any sense. Dacia also mentioned that she doesn't trust Kirat or Silver, believes she's researching something that might be useful for us to use against their odds. Dacia? I also have no idea who that is. I see. I think we've seen enough of his diary already, Miss Silver. No, screw you, buddy. Dacia? There's a picture here. Oh, there's Miss Kirat, Mr. Skoda, and Mr. Renault. Skoda and Renault, seriously? I believe this person is Dacia, since Skoda mentioned a she. It's a lovely picture. Looks like it was taken before I started working at the Bureau. It's the telegraph that Kirat sent him. Is it the one that is informing about us coming here? Yeah, it says... I look at the telegram, which clearly says Laura Silver and the Ginger Boy. Oh no, please tell me this is a joke, Miss Silver. Unfortunately, no. There's the official stamp of the Bureau. Kirat is an airhead. How did you become the leader of this place, I wonder? There's the same information that Kirat wrote this time in Skoda's handwriting. I assume he made a copy when you read Kirat's mail. The notes below read as, tell Wilhelm about Vodnik. Don't forget to reply to Dacia's letter. Okay. Door. There's a dent on the door. Something must have hit it for this to happen. I will keep this in mind. Someone knocks on the door. Silver, Cooper, are you done yet? It's Cholpnik's voice. I open the door. Have you found anything? Not yet, Mr. Cholpnik. May I ask you for a favour first? What is it, Silver? Would you gather everyone in the hotel in the lobby? I see. Culprit must be one of us after all. I wonder if I can make Mr. Cholpnik believe in the existence of a supernatural being. I'll be searching the backyard for a while. I'll join you after that. Cholpnik raises an eyebrow. How can we be sure that you don't run away? If you're the culprit, it'd be easy for you to leave the crime scene. I'll leave Cooper here. What, Miss Silver? I'm not something you can leave behind. If I run away, you can reach me through Cooper. We work at the same bureau. Besides, he has the car keys. Well, fair enough. Miss Silver. I'll be back soon, Cooper. I went down the stairs. The water was supposed to be cut off. Then how did the culprit fill Skoda's bathtub? Someone must have entered the boiler room to open the valves and must have closed them back up again after killing Skoda. Mr. Cholpnik must have seen the last person entering the boiler room if he's been at reception all night like he says. But he never mentioned seeing Cooper entering the boiler room at all, did he? He didn't mention hearing anything either. It is true that he was hearing problems because of his days... It is true that he has hearing problems because of his days of war. But we must be able to see, unless... I look around for the metal door that leads to the boiler room. I stand at the door and look at the reception desk. I can't see it properly. The wall is blocking my sight. What's that sound? Now I understand why Cholpnik hasn't seen the culprit enter the boiler room. It's on his blind spot. I push the iron door, but it doesn't budge. Is it locked? I press my ear against the door. I hear faint sounds of splashing. Does it mean the boiler room is flooded? If the boiler room is flooded, it means that the clues are lost. Was the Vodnik the one who murdered Skoda? We closed the valves to prevent his access to the hotel, but... he might have exploded the pipes while coming here. That would explain why the boiler room is underwater. And if he damaged the pipes, it would explain why the water is still off. I push the door again. It won't budge. Try pulling it. I'll need to ask Cholpnik to open this door. I give up on the water tank for now and go to the backyard. I need to find that pot. There's something suspicious about how it disappeared. Ah, there is our pot. Shattered, just like me. I crouch to take a closer look. Although, even if this confirms the pot certainly did fall down, there's nothing out of the ordinary. Only a heavy storm would have caused this pot to fall down, and there wasn't one last night. Interesting. Excuse me. I should see if there's any clues in the backyard. Wait, is that a child on the ground? That isn't a comfortable place to sit. Is he sleeping? There's no way he jumped down from Skoda's balcony to here after killing him, right? As far as I remember, the Vodnik can't shapeshift, so at least that eliminates the possibility of being the Vodnik. I won't assume little children are culprits as long as they don't behave suspiciously. I crouch next to the child. Hey! No reply. He is well dressed. Looks like he's from a rich family. Hey! No response. I hold his shoulder and shake him. He can't be dead, right? Did Vodnik kill a child too? I close my hand over his nose and mouth. I can't sense any breathing. He opens his eyes. What are you doing? Why are you here? You answered my question first. I was checking if you were alive. Well, as you can see, if a person opens their eyes, it's sort of obvious that they are alive. Yes. Yes. Is that it? Why are you here? First, you must ask who I am. Commoner. Then we can talk. Commoner? Who are you? I am Yuri von Geldern. I would say that it's nice to meet you, but you haven't told me your name yet. I'm Laura Silver. That's cool. What is your name? I bet my hair colour was being checked out. You also have golden hair, don't you? Like your surname? He stops and looks down. Am I wrong? It isn't gold, he mutters. This is just another tone of yellow. That's not something to be down about, is it? Anyway, I'm going to call you Silver. Sure, I'll be calling you Yuri if that's okay with you. Even though being called as casually as that is a bit infuriating, I guess being friends with an inferior Or couldn't hurt my pride. I sigh. Why aren't you getting up, Yuri? None of your business, Silver. A peasant like you should know when to leave their king alone. Isn't your family worried about you? He stares down again. I guess he's like me. Get up, Yuri. You can get some rest in the hotel. I'm not a child. What are you? The King of Hanover. Hanover? And what are you doing in Czechoslovakia? I hear sounds coming from the right. Is there something in the bushes? Silver, pick me up. Huh? Hurry up, it's coming. What? I'll explain later. Let's just get out of here. I hear another rustle. I guess I should pick the kid up and rush inside. Am I curious about what is there? Of course I am. But I can't investigate now, not when there's a kid with me. I'm a responsible adult. Will you hurry up? I pick Yuri up and start jogging back to the hotel. Are you alright, Yuri? Yes. Did that thing hurt you? Go faster, Silver. Do I look like a horse to you? Even though Yuri had multiple layers of clothing on him and his wrists were freezing, how long has he been sitting out there? I'll have to ask you a lot of questions. Okay. Everyone is gathered in the lobby, except for Mr. Kolpnik. I see Willem is sitting on the couch, staring at the void. Mr. Cholpnik didn't see anyone enter the hotel last night. That was Mrs. Blanca, Mr. Willem, Mr. Cholpnik, Miss Silver, and myself. This means we have 5 suspects. Make that 6. Excuse me. The child in my arms starts to struggle in panic. What kind of treacherous ambush is this? I'm joking, Yuri. Calm down. I put Yuri on the ground. He balanced himself on his feet. He looks like he's having a hard time doing that, still grasping onto my arm. Is there a problem with his legs? You're not funny. Miss Silver, who is that child? I'm Yuri von Geldern. I thought you weren't a child. I found him sleeping in the backyard. I wasn't sleeping. I was exploring. Right. What an adorable young boy. It looks like a girl. I might be cute, but I'm pretty dangerous. Oh my. Where's Mr. Cholpnik? He told us that he would like to spend some time with Pavlo before coming down here. I see. So while we're waiting for Mr. Cholpnik to come, I crouch down to look at Yuri in the eye. Who are you running away from? No one important. Was he being followed by someone, Miss Silver? I heard a rustling in the bushes. I presume he was. Yuri isn't making eye contact with me. What a stubborn child. Did you get hurt somewhere? Not a scratch. What happened to your legs? Can you walk? I can walk. I'm not in the mood for it yet. Yuri, look. I'm looking. If you don't cooperate, we can't help you. I don't want your help. You mentioned that you were a king. I'm the King of Hanover, Yuri von Geldern. I hear Monsieur Vuppert giggle. And what is the King of Hanover doing here? A commoner like you shouldn't meddle in royal business, Silver. Know your place. What kind of business are you dealing with here, your majesty? None of your business, peasant. Young lad, where is your home? What did you say? I simply ask where. I'm not some young lad. Cooper gasps. Also, I already stated that I'm from Hanover. How did you come here? By myself. Huh? I'm capable of doing things like that. I'd rather solve a murder case while juggling knives than deal with this child right now. I stand up. Cooper, do you know who is the current King of Hanover? Hanover doesn't have a king. What? What's wrong, Miss Silver? What happened to the kingdom of Hanover? It is currently a part of the Germans, as far as I know. It looks like I'll have to do some reading on history. Anyway, where's Mr. Chopnick? We shouldn't lose any time. Before that, Miss Silver? Yes, Miss Silver. Are you aware that Mr. Chopnick doesn't believe in the supernatural? I am. So, without a doubt, he thinks that someone in this hotel has done it. What did you say? I can see that, yes. Do you also think it's one of us, Miss Silver? I don't know yet. We have to hold a meeting. We'll also have to look at the Vodnick's toy shop. You shouldn't jump to conclusions. Yuri squeezes my arm. I agree, but... Miss Silver, we all know the water was cut off. The fact that the bathtub was full is scaring me. The killer might have opened the valves back again, then closed them after killing Skoda, but... What happened here, Silver? Yuri, shush. I just want to know what happened. If you tell us what's been following you, we will. He doesn't reply. Silver, what's the explanation for this? We were waiting for you, Mr. Chopnick. I can see that. Who is this child? I found him in the backyard. Where is his family? I think he doesn't have one. He might have run away. We must take him back to his home, Silver. What were you thinking when you brought him here? He was running away from something, Mr. Chopnick. I shouldn't leave him defences against possible danger. He was running away from what? He hasn't told us yet. And you just picked him up and ran? Circumstances demanded so. We can take care of that after the police arrives. It'll be safer for him that way. All right. Are you talking about me? This man wants to know who you are. I'm Yuri Gelden, the King of Hanover. Chopnick reaches his hand out for a handshake. Nice to meet you, fellow king. I'm also the king of this area. Jindrik Chopnick. Yuri shakes his hand. Nice to meet you. I hope that our countries will be on peaceful terms in the future. Chopnick nods. However, I see that you're wearing my daughter's gloves, your Royal Highness. What? Yuri squeezes my arm tighter. I don't want a war to start for a reason like this, but the princess might not be as understanding as I am. Chopnick looks at me. Sylvie, you said you'd do your best to deliver my daughter's gloves back to her, yes? Is it the right time for this? We were just about to start the meeting. Mr. Chopnick stares at me. I don't think it would be appropriate for a child to be present during our meeting. He can go to Pavla's room, but not when he's wearing her gloves. These are my gloves! I want to start the meeting as soon as possible. I crouch down again. Yuri, let me take a look at your hands. No. Cooper, show me your sketch. Right away, Miss Silver. Cooper opens his notebook after a brief pause. It's identical, look. So, she might have a similar pair. These are my gloves, Silver. You can't blame me for something I haven't done. It'll be a problem for us if Pavla thinks Yuri's the thief after all. Chopnick's beastly daughter will never forgive him. Be honest with me, Yuri. He pouts. So? Silver, I want to talk about this with you in private. I can't handle being in the same room with so many peasants. You can whisper it into my ear. Won't they hear? Not if you speak softly. He bent down. Silver? Yes. Would you help me? How? I'm the one who took them, but I can't give the gloves back. Why is it, Yuri? It's about the Vodnik you mentioned. He looks like everyone I meet has something going on with the Vodnik. I wonder if he lives nearby. I can't tell the details just yet. He looks out of the window at the bushes where I met him. Please let me keep the glove, Silver. Is he the Vodnik? If I do that, will you tell me what you know? He nods. And when exactly will you tell me? I'll... He raises his voice. You all mentioned a meeting. It must be important. I'll wait until it ends. Looks like he's trying to buy some time. As long as he tells me where the Vodnik lives, it's fine by me. I stand up. Mr. Chopnick, please tell Pavla that I'll buy her another pair of gloves. She'll make a fuss over it. You better buy her better ones now, Silver. I nod, appreciating the fact that he didn't make this a huge deal. Do we start the meeting now? Chopnick sighs. Young king, I can't have you listen to our talks. I'm 200 years old. You're like a baby to me. Yuri drops himself onto the couch. I know everything the world has to offer. I'm more accustomed to death than any of you. He smiles. I won't budge. Chopnick takes the boy in his arms. What are you doing? Taking you to Pavla. You play with her until our job is finished. No, you can't do that. I'll return and listen to you. Then I'll take you back to Pavla's room until you learn to sit still. Maybe you'll return her gloves. Maybe you'll return her the gloves too. These are my gloves! Silver, come here and save me! I watch as he is taken upstairs. What did he tell you, Miss Silver? The kid knows something. How? The one following him might have been the Vodnik. He knows where he is. Did he tell you anything? I shake my head. These are just my assumptions. He might have been trying to deceive me too. I don't know just yet. I don't think a child his age is that prone to lying, Miss Silver. He's different. I can sense it. He seemed like a regular child to me. It's true that he's a smart one, though. What kind of difference are you talking about? I don't know. I see Mr. Chalknick walking down the stairs. We can start the meeting finally. Right. I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I think this one is going to be Investigation 3. I don't know what that means, 322. No idea. Investigation number 3. Save. I think this one is going to be a long game. So I might continue this one. It's not very gamey. It's more like a long story. Because all you're doing is clicking and following through. But I would like to see it to the end to see what's going on. So I think we'll pick this one up again. Yeah, it is weird. But it's not... like there's a couple of options, but they all sort of lead to the same thing. So I assumed it'd be one where you'd have to do a bit more of an investigation. But I think I'll pick it up again, and maybe when I finish the Humble Bundle Advent, or if I get a day when there isn't any interesting games on. So we'll leave it there, and thanks for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow night for some more Humble Bundle games. See you in the next one. Bye bye.